You clinched victory with a well-executed endgame mating tactic from a stronger position. A strong first move played by grandmasters and beginners alike. Possible preparing for a quick d5 push. The light squared bishop and queen to develop. It's critical to develop your pieces as early as possible in the game. This move drives your checking bishop away with a pawn. Your better option was to move a bishop to safety. They played one of the best moves here. Develops the knight and attacks the center. Their better move was to kick a bishop. This move attacks your opponent's pawn chain. They slipped up a bit here. Not the worst move, but definitely not the best. You exchange pieces of equal value. Their better move was to recapture a piece. That was a fair trade. That was the only move. You move your bishop to a better place, allowing it to control more squares. Their best option was to defend a pawn that was under attack. You won a pawn for free. They developed their piece, gaining tempo by attacking your bishop. You missed an opportunity to eventually win material. They are threatening to tactically win a knight. You found a safer square for your bishop. That's playable. It's good to get your bishop off of its starting square and into the action. Another piece joins the board for your opponent. You had an advantage, but now the game is close to equal. Their best option was to move a bishop to safety. This move lost the advantage, and now you stand equal. This is a fair trade. You have an isolated pawn, which can be a weakness. They missed a better way to tactically win a pawn. You permitted the opponent to capture a knight and win material after the follow-up trades. You are now able to eventually win a pawn. They missed a chance to capture a knight and win material after the follow-up trades. You overlooked an opportunity to tactically win a pawn. This is the only move that works. They exchange pieces of equal value. A clear recapture. You can pick up a free pawn. You captured that free pawn. You get a chance to eventually win a knight. You missed an opportunity to tactically win a knight. They've made a mistake, and their knight is now lost. You allowed the opponent to win a pawn through a discovered attack. You overlooked an opportunity to tactically win a knight. You are now able to force eventual checkmate. They overlooked an opportunity to win a pawn through a discovered attack. You permitted the opponent to win a pawn through a discovered attack. You overlooked an opportunity to force eventual checkmate. This check is a discovered attack at the same time. You will lose your pawn to it. Their move stopped you from being able to checkmate the king. You recaptured. They overlooked an opportunity to capture a free pawn. You step your king away from the checking knight, moving their threatened knight to safety. Your best move was to bring them to the game. This move gives you the opportunity to win their knight. They missed a chance to capture a free pawn. This move loses a pawn. You overlooked an opportunity to win material through a tactic. They had a better way to tactically win a pawn. You permitted the opponent to win material through a fork. You are now able to win material through an eventual fork. They missed a chance to win material through a fork. You missed an opportunity to win material through a tactic. You get a chance to win material through an eventual fork. You overlooked an opportunity to win material through a tactic. They've made a mistake, and their knight is now lost. This is the way to win a knight. Your opponent creates an isolated pawn on a semi-open file, making it easier for you to target. You missed an opportunity to capture a free knight. They bring their final piece into the game, fully mobilizing their position. You overlooked an opportunity to win material through an eventual fork. You get a chance to eventually win material. You overlooked an opportunity to eventually win material. They kick your bishop with a pawn, forcing it to move or be captured. This move is okay, but not what I would have played. Taking your vulnerable bishop. Your passed pawn advances to its goal. They defended their pawn, which was under attack. You captured that free knight. They move the pawn to safety. Not the best move, but not bad either. This makes a passed pawn. You captured back. This move left their pawn hanging. You captured a free pawn. This move pins your knight to your king, restricting its movement. Your knight is no longer hanging and is now defended. They didn't find the right idea. You escaped the check from the rook. That's not a mistake, but they did not find the best move here. You missed a better way to evade the check from the opposing rook. This move doesn't help their position at all. You had a better option, but this is not bad. You can pick up a free rook. They missed a chance to eventually win a knight. That rook was yours for the taking. I like their choice. Yes, this is the way. This move left their rook hanging. You won a rook for free. They made one of the top moves in this position. You're still on the road to checkmate. That was the only move. You're continuing down the road to checkmate. Precise move from your opponent. You continue the checkmate attack. Their king steps away from the check by your rook. You continue the checkmate attack. That was the only move. Your move gets closer to checkmate. Played one of the best moves here. A faster checkmate was available, but you still hold the winning edge. That was the only move. This move is okay, but not what I would have played. That was the only move. Not the best move, but not bad either. They slipped up a bit here. Not the worst move, but definitely you had a better option, but this is not bad. They didn't find the right idea. That pawn was yours for the taking. I like their choice. This move is okay, but not what I would have played. They missed a better way to evade the check from the opposing rook. A good choice to move your threatened rook. This move doesn't help their position at all. Your passed pawn is one step closer to promotion. They made one of the top moves in this position. getting closer to the forced checkmate. They played one of the best moves here. You're still on the road to checkmate, capturing your hanging pawn. You're continuing down the road to checkmate. That was the only move. You continue the checkmate attack. They are right on target. Your opponent has escaped a checkmate and got a second chance. You get a chance to force eventual checkmate. You have a clear path to a forced checkmate. Just find the right. They played the strongest move available. Your move gets closer to checkmate. Precise move from your opponent. You continue the checkmate attack. That was the only move. You're still on the road to checkmate. That was the only move. Getting closer to the forced checkmate. They are right on target. You're continuing down the road to checkmate. That was the only move. You continue the checkmate attack. That was the only move. You continue the checkmate attack.